Okay, so back at it. We've already set up everything. We're just working on getting like everything aligned in the end here. Getting these size variables out of everything but the health. So, looking at these Y's, I saw that this score size needs to come down to, where did I just see that? Right here. And right here for the ammo. So nowhere should be size except right here for health. Anything dealing with health. Alright, so scanning through real quick. Right here, it's in the health, but that's health. Okay. And that's health. Okay. Let's check this out. Ooh, we're getting closer, I think. Alright, so our box is a little small height-wise, and that's done with this right here. This score size and score size. So right now it's the text size multiplied by 2 and the text size multiplied by 2. Let's make that 2.2. That'll make it a little bigger than our text. Should have made it a little bigger than our text. We're dividing something. Well, let's get it positioned where we want. So, the text is in a decent position, and the text is done at... Why are they different? They are a little bit off from each other. Okay, so let's get this, let's see what that did. Oh, that was why. Dirt. Because it's line 1, line 2. Okay. So, ignoring my stupidity, let's look at what we got here. Okay. Let's make this, because I like where the text is. So let's copy the text X and Y to the box X and Y. But not the size. And let's see where we got with that. Alright, that puts it in that one. So we actually need to say, let's just call this times 2. Because it would have been 1.7, we want it a little bigger. Okay, it's looking better. Let's take our gun away for right now. Or give us a different gun, actually. Player, clear that out. Let's just grab the prefab pistol. Okay. And run. Yeah, we could see that a lot better. Okay, so right now it looks like it's a little bit short. Let's walk over here to the green. We might be able to see it better. Looks like it looks like the box is about the exact size. So we need to shift the text up just a teeny bit more. So if we need to move the text up, let's make this... Let's see what that did. When you're working with these percentages like this, let's just make this it's just a lot of tweaking at this point. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it alone for now. You can over tweak it to where it's just you're wasting time. Because honestly, it's not going to help you, these multipliers. You're going to want to set them up yourself for your game. You might not want the boxes quite as big as I have them, and it's going to throw all those numbers off. So let's just move on to the next part. The next part is going to be adding images to the HUD. The way I do this is I use this program, paint.net, and you could just make a new image here. So you start with this blank canvas. So what we can do is select this tool and select the whole thing and delete it out. Alright, then we want to go into, let's just leave it this size. We can go in, we're going to hit rectangle, and you can do whatever you want. Like I'm going to fill the shape. Play around with this tool. It's a really good tool. I'm just going to make a real quick like HUD overlay that I think looks pretty cool. It's almost going to be like a holographic kind of deal. So that started at 200 and ran down to 6. So see how I'm getting the height here. So that's about a 400 difference. So if we come out to 400, and it's about 3 boxes wide, come out to 400, start the box, come in, and yeah, that looks good. Come up about 3 clicks, there we go. And I'm making like a bracket there, and then I'm going to change this over to rectangle, or triangle, dirt. I just drew rectangles. And let's just cut it right about like down a little bit more, a little bit more. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And we'll leave it like that. Okay. So now file, save as, and you could see I already did this once, pretty similar. I like to dump these right straight into my projects. Other people like to dump them on the desktop and drag them in, whatever. It's up to you. I dump them in this HUD. And then I'm just going to call this the HUD, and it's going to go on the left side. So left bottom. And just save it as a PNG. Make sure it's a PNG. Image, flip horizontally, and then file, save as, and I'm just going to change this over to right. Now, one of the big things is when you're doing this, make sure you see this checker box. If you see the white and you forgot to delete the checker box, it's going to be a white box. This checker box is going to get scrubbed out, and you'll be able to see through the checker box. And I'll show you how to do that coming up. So using that, we've generated a couple materials here. And then we could just go into our assets here. We're going to scroll up, and we're going to go down to materials, into HUD. And now you can see this left box, and that's exactly the way we drew it. Now what we're going to do, because you see this white, if we use this text like this with this white, it's going to be white. But if we come up to this box, compression right here, if we change it to 5 and then save it, the white's gone altogether, disappeared. And then we're going to come over here and do the same thing to this one. Bang. So now we just have exactly what we wanted. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go back into our script, and we're going to add some variables at the top here. And we're going to say script dot HUD left image MAGE equals nil for now. Script dot HUD right image No space. Wow. That would have been bad. And then equals nil. Alright, so then what we're going to do is we're going to actually load those materials. Let me double check my cheat sheet here to get the right exact, because I made a couple mistakes earlier. And it's not in my cheat sheet. Fun. Okay. I was working on it. It must have been in a different save and I don't have it up. I could pull it up. I know I was working on it in my testing folder. Keeps all my junk scripts separate. What did I call it? Is it just HUD? Yeah, see, I got my paths and the texture loads. Alright, so this time around I'm not going to make them loadable textures. I'm just going to come in here. We're just going to tell it to do the same every time. So instead of being nil, we're going to replace that with that texture load. And then we're going to give it its exact path. So that was in slash materials slash materials slash HUD slash HUD left, and what was the box? Bottom. No, it's not capital B. And make sure these are perfect or it won't work. And you have to use the dot text. Alright, so let's just copy this out and paste it in here and make this say right. Alright, and we're going to come down here. Alright, so after our blend and our font, we're going to draw our images. So, context, draw image, and then this needs a name, an X and a Y position, and that's it, really. Because the size is already made, it's going to be the size you made it. Our names are pretty easy. We're going to do HUD left image, HUD right image, and for our left image we can make it 0. And since this is just like a cool little visual, I could say context get height, and I'll just make it the full thing. Alright, and we're going to put this at the bottom right corner, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to say, whoops, instead of 0, it's going to be context get width, width, and then subtract context, or no, subtracting self dot HUD right image get width. Alright, don't forget your self. Alright. The other thing I'm going to do is in here, you want to write context set color. And what you want to do is 4 ones separated by commas. Because that's going to be basically your red, your blue, or your same as your color wheel like we did earlier in, I think that was like the second video, maybe the third, and then your alpha. I'll show you a cool trick after we check this. Okay, it didn't like this. It's probably these slashes. Probably don't start with those. No, I'm doing this load path incorrectly for some reason. Okay, let's just cheat. what we're going to do is we're going to make that, we're going to come down, paste this here. You'll see what we're doing. Replace the scripts with health, because I'm just not looking this up right now. We're going to make some variables where you can drag and drop it. And then HUD image right. HUD image right. Path. I wasn't going to do this, and then I don't remember offhand. I don't feel like looking it up right now. And then we're just going to say that's nil, because this works too. Plus then you can change the pictures later if you want. Make that nil. Add a path here. Add a path here. And then this needs changed, and it needs to be quote, and then dash dash path. Quote. I do that a lot. Okay, let's save that. Alright, now let's set this up. So we need to go to our HUD manager, and we're going to load the left image path and the right image path. So ADS, materials, HUD. Alright, make sure you use the text, the dot text and not the PNGs. They won't load. Bottom right. Save and run. Okay, that didn't work. Because my height and width are probably wrong. So left needs to be 0, get height, minus self height, dirt, minus self dot HUD left image semicolon get height. I'm getting a little worn if you can't tell. So context get height minus and this should be left or right. Say the wrong word. Confuse people. It's great. There you go. See, we got our images. Does like a nice thing. Then you can like move and resize the health bar to fit in the triangle or whatever. One last really cool thing I want to show you. If I take this one out and make it 0.25, it's like transparent. I think that's really cool. 0.5 maybe. So if you spend some time and make like a really cool graphic, like you could do like a almost holographic kind of HUD. Because what you can do is come into this this diffuse up here, or this number here, and instead of 255 you could make it like half that or a quarter that. Let's just do like 100 and see what that looks like. And it should be like transparent-y. See how it's kind of transparent-ish. Yeah, so that's the end of this tutorial. Play around with it. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with context, throwing stuff up on the screen. I actually helped a guy do some scripts where when you walked up and interacted with NPCs, it would pop up a text box that was actually an image, and it has like this cool scroll background, and it's like written out in a like very calligraphic text. Well, the text looked like calligraphy, and it looked pretty cool. And we did that as images because It's just typing out a font. You can't have as much flair with it. With an image, you could throw up anything you want there. So play around with it, have some fun. If you have any questions, leave some comments and I'll try to answer them.